Hey everybody, going live in my car. I thought about just like pulling over here at the park and finding a place to do it outside, but there's a lot of construction going on, and so I wanted to be able to close my windows if I need to. I hope that the sound is still good. I'm out today, and I seriously thought about maybe not doing the live chat because I'm out, but then I decided, you know what, I can just pull over and find a place to chat, right? Because people are bugging me with this protein thing today. It seems like things go in cycles. It seems like the questions people ask tends to just kind of like be like there's a lot of people asking one thing, and so that's kind of what gives me the ideas of what to talk about on my channel. So yeah, that's why I decided I better just go ahead and do the live chat even though I'm out. Technically, I'm not out because I have somewhere to be. I'm just avoiding going home because I had a fight with my 16-year-old this morning. I'm not really happy about him still, and so I'm trying to, like, calm down. So anyway, I'm here in my car. I hope that works for you guys. So let's see who's here. I'll give you guys some shout outs, and then we can talk about protein and what that means on a ketogenic diet. Okay, Keto Grace from Canab. Hello, ADH Snuggles, Angela. Anybody still here? Good grief. What just happened? I don't even know what just happened. Hopefully you'll all come back in here. I think my comments are still here, so good grief. I don't exactly know what happened with that. Hopefully that's not going to happen again. That's one thing I risk doing this out in the car. Maybe I don't have that great of a cell phone service, and so if you lose me, I apologize. Doing the best I can. Hopefully I'll be able to get the information out before that happens again. So anyway, back to what I was saying. ADH Snuggles. Angela is here. Luz Diaz is here. Tammy McDonald from Texas is here. My main girl, Karen Rothwell, is here. Judy S is here. Oh no, you were going to Los Angeles and got a flat tire? Dang it. I hope you're okay, Luz. Pineapple is here. Epiphany London is here. Teacher Paula, Keto Grace says spinning. I'm not sure what she's referring to, but maybe the thing was doing something weird. So yeah, I have no idea why that happened. Sorry about that, you guys. Hey, Tammy McDonald. Hey, Joanne Rowanzon. Is that even close? Rowanzon? When people are doing that, they're eating a lot less protein than what I am advocating. But that doesn't mean the amount of protein that I am advocating is technically high. So I wanted to talk about protein poisoning and what that involves, and like, is it really a thing? I mean, yes. Okay, technically protein poisoning is a thing. If you look it up, there's an article about people who ate a lot of rabbit meat and no other food sources. And I guess rabbit meat is very lean and it does not have very much fat at all. So it's like a very tiny amount of fat. And because these people were eating rabbit meat only and no other fat sources, the body, I guess, wasn't able to process protein correctly, thus causing people to get sick and die. So as we know, keto is a high-fat diet, so that whole thing doesn't really matter. It doesn't apply to us. And when it's referring to high amounts of protein that can actually damage your body, it would take a lot of work to consume that much protein. So the amount of protein that I'm advocating in my higher protein keto is not actually high. What it is adequate. So the best word to describe it is adequate. So when I'm talking about maintaining lean mass, we basically took average lean mass numbers for height and sex and came up with the protein amount that Dr. Finney recommends to maintain that lean mass. Do I overeat my protein sometimes? Yes. Will that hurt me? No, because the amount of protein that I'm advocating here to lose fat is only enough to maintain your mass. It isn't enough even for gains. So if you're like serious bodybuilding and things like that, you're going to even be consuming more protein than what I'm recommending, which is, I think what Dr. Finney recommends is like, gosh, I'll help me here, Karen Rothwell, if you're here. I think it's like zero point 0.8 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of lean mass. I could be wrong on that number, but we used the math at the beginning, way back when we figured it all out. I don't remember all those facts and figures, but it's something like that. I know Keto Gains recommends 1 gram per pound of lean mass, and that's actually what I personally do. And I think that tends to be a little bit more accurate to what people actually are carrying on their body, maybe. But 1 gram per pound is kind of what I'm doing right now. I know what my lean mass is because I've actually had a DEXA scan to show what the lean mass is. So if you're new here and you haven't seen my DEXA scan video, check back. It's like a couple weeks ago, about a month ago or something like that, and you can see that information. But I'm eating about 1 gram of protein per pound of lean mass, which seems to be pretty ideal for me. So a couple of comments that I've been getting on my recent weigh-ins is, how is it possible that you are 5'7", you weigh 180 pounds, and you're wearing like a size 10 jean or a size 11 juniors? That's how. The higher protein that I'm advocating, eating the adequate protein for what your lean mass needs, is why I can wear a smaller size at this weight. It's because my lean mass is building. So even though I'm not eating enough technically for gains, and I'm not even exercising in a way to put on muscle, I am still putting on muscle by eating this amount of protein. And you will too. So the beauty of it is if you eat this higher amount of protein in order to maintain your lean mass, it's also a larger amount of food in your stomach. So it's more satisfying and it's a larger bulk of food. People are always asking me, how do you lose weight eating so much food? And I'm like, guys, it's still less than 1,300 calories. Protein has way less calories per gram. And so if you're going to consume a larger amount of protein and a lower amount of fat, your calories can be really low, which scientifically has been proven. Calories in, calories out is an actual thing. I know that ketoers will like you to believe you can eat 4,000 calories a day and not gain any weight. Most of them cannot do that unless they are freaking bodybuilding and doing crazy exercise and stuff. There's lots of people who have tried to prove that thing, but whatever. Well, those people don't matter. If you want to lose fat off your body, you need to eat at a caloric deficit. And the smaller you get, the smaller amount of food you have to consume in order to get that deficit. It was really easy when I started at 374 pounds. 1,300 calories a day was a freaking deficit, right? It was huge. So it was super easy to lose weight because my body was burning so many calories. Now that I'm so much smaller, my body doesn't burn as many calories. And so eating that 1,300 calories doesn't give me as much of a deficit, which is why I can't lose weight as quickly. Now, why I'm 180 pounds and fitting into a size medium top and a size 10 jeans is because I have a lot more muscle on my body than I did originally, and even more so than a lot of people who weigh that amount, okay? Plus, I personally do not believe I weigh 180 pounds, and I think the scale is just stupid. Like, really stupid right now. I'm kind of frustrated with it because, like someone said, I'm looking a lot skinnier. You can tell when I'm losing because I lose it in my face, and I look a lot thinner. And I don't love that. I have to admit that part of me likes to stay on that maintenance and keep the water weight on me a little bit so that I get a little pluffier, because I just kind of like when I'm filled out a little bit more in my face. Maybe that's just because I'm used to that and I think it's attractive on me. But a lot of people say I look better when I'm thinner. I don't know. But regardless, I am fitting way better into clothes. In fact, today I decided to try on a pair of pants that my daughter bought me ages ago. Gosh, did she give them to me for my birthday? I think she did. She gave me a pair of those cute, trendy, they're like paper bag top pants. And when she first gave them to me, I was like, oh girl, you got me a medium. Those are probably not going to fit me. And they didn't. I couldn't even get them over my tuchus, okay? I couldn't even get them past my thighs. That's how tight these pants were. And you know, paper bag pants are supposed to be kind of loose. because it's the paper bag top thing. Anyway, I don't have any other ones. So this morning I decided, just for funsies, I was going to try them on and see if I could at least pull them up. So yes, got them on. In fact, I could have worn them. They were tight, but I didn't feel like they were so tight that I would be like embarrassed to wear them. I could have worn them out. And the only reason I didn't is because they're like the same exact color as the sweater I was going to wear today. And I am wearing this nice sweater, even though it's really hot outside, which is funny because I had a photo shoot this morning and this is really attractive on me and I don't have to worry about my arms showing while I'm taking pictures of people. And that's actually why I was out, because I had a big photo shoot for a real estate company this morning and I just didn't feel like going home because I was mad at my kid. That's another story. But anyway, so that's the bulk of the information I wanted to give you guys on protein. Will protein damage your kidneys? I have no idea. Supposedly Mayo Clinic says there's no proof. I actually have a friend who's doing this specific keto, my higher protein keto, and they've okayed it with their doctor, and they've had multiple kidney transplants. So this person with kidney disease has been okayed this amount of protein. So what I'm advocating is not the amount of protein that is going to hurt you unless you have kidney disease and want to just consult your doctor. I mean, anyway, you should consult your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm doing other than this worked for me and I'm telling people. So when you're starting a weight loss program, everyone knows you're supposed to consult your doctor. If you choose not to, well, that's your own choice. I didn't, but I'm not advocating that, obviously, because duh. Because I can't tell you, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you for sure it's not going to damage your kidneys, but it's highly unlikely that it's going to damage your kidneys, okay? Highly unlikely. The amount of protein I'm talking about here is just normal amount of protein. It's not even high. It's only higher because it's higher than other people on keto tend to eat because they can't consume enough in that ratio and fit it in their stomach and still stay at a caloric deficit. So if they're trying to lose weight on keto and they're eating the higher fat version, it's harder. It's so much harder to do. So that's it, long and short of it. So I'm here and talking. That was about 15 minutes of video. I don't want it to be too long for those who are watching later and don't care about all the other stuff. What do you guys want to know? Do you have any questions? Do you have any concerns? Do you want to know why I had a fight with my kid? Because I'll tell you. Hopefully he's watching this. He's probably not. But anyway, you let me know what you want to know and I will chat with you guys as long as you ask me questions. And when we're done, we're done. And just so you guys know, that's a gap in my tooth. It's annoying the heck out of me. But that's what happens when you have braces, right? Dumb things like that can happen too. Dang gaps that you never had before. Anyway. Okay, so what you want to talk about, let's see. Oh, are you guys still here? I see some people are having a hard time again. Oh, shoot. Hopefully you're still here. Okay, let's see. Teacher Paula says, today I went to the doctor, frustrating. I swear I feel so thin and yet the scale did not reflect it. I had breakfast before going. How much weight can your undigested meal give you? My personal experience is that if I've just eaten, I tend to be about 4 pounds heavier than when I have not eaten. So I'm about 4 pounds heavier in the morning before I eat, and by the night, I'm not, oh my heck, I'm regular in the morning, and then I'm 4 pounds heavier at night. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh my gosh, yeah, my brain. So yeah, that's basically what I would say, though obviously you're not eating 4 pounds of food. And of course you're wearing clothes, which also add a couple of pounds. So don't forget about that. And if you didn't take your shoes off, that could be another couple of pounds. You just never know. But yeah, the doctor scale is always mean, right? Ugh, doctor scale. Hate that. So hopefully you're feeling, at least you're feeling great. I mean, you should, if I were you, I would just be like, but I lost all these inches. So does the scale really matter? Because it doesn't. The scale always lies. There's so many reasons why it could be up or down. Hey, Jacks of Life is here. How are you doing? I hope you're doing really great. Okay, let's see. Joanne rounds on. Hope that's right. Um, Loves Kirkland protein bars and afraid sometimes you eat too many. You can eat too many protein bars. Kirkland ones are pretty good macro wise, but they taste like crud, so I don't know how you can be addicted to those. Ugh, I don't love them, but they are some of the better macro bars that are out there. I can't remember if they have maltitol in them, but if they don't, they're supremely awesome. Yes, you can eat too many protein bars though. Protein bars are just basically candy bars when it comes to keto. I try really hard to never eat more than one per day. If I'm having trouble and craving those and want to eat more than one per day, it's time to let them go for a while. If you noticed, I haven't eaten my Julian bars for a while. They were starting to get that way for me, so I decided I was going to take a couple weeks off. I did just place another order, so, well, they might be back in my diet soon. But yeah, I found that they were causing me to crave eating them. I like the texture of them, and the convenience. Oh my gosh, the convenience of them, right? Because so easy to eat a protein bar instead of cooking. But whole foods are always best. Should always fill up on whole foods. Protein bars and protein shakes and things like that should only be to help you get your protein number if you're having trouble getting it from whole foods. They should never replace a meal. They should always be an addition to a meal. So that's some advice. If you're having trouble with those bars, I'd stop eating them for a while. Give yourself some time off of them to get rid of that craving. Try them again, and if it happens again, I just wouldn't touch them. Anything that's going to risk you going off plan, which that could lead to, is not safe. My sister actually fell off plan doing the same exact thing, eating Quest mint bars, which I've tasted those mint chocolate ones, and I still don't see what she gets out of them, but she loves them. And she bought a big box of them thinking she'd eat one a day, and she ended up consuming a whole bunch, and then she ended up eating Milk Duds. Anyway, she fell off because of eating too many protein bars. So be careful. You can be like Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Keto. She doesn't ever touch those buggers because they are danger zone stuff. And they really are. They really are. They are a treat. It's a candy. And, maybe they're not as bad as eating a candy bar, but they still give you that same feeling. And if you're finding yourself having a hard time eating only one, time to kick them to the curb. All right. Oh, I was right about Dr. Finney's numbers. Good. All of a sudden, I was like trying to grab it from, back here in the wherever brain where it's been put in a pocket. And yeah, anyway. Hello, Jennifer Walls. Hello, Nicole Naquina1. Good to see you. Thank you for the compliments, you guys. Ruth Gonzalez, welcome from Roswell, New Mexico. Nayla Soul, good to see you. I'll talk to you when you watch it back on the live chat. Hey, Jennifer Costa, good to see you. She's awesome, you guys. I love her. All these people that I've met in real life are so awesome. I've met a lot of you guys here. I have met, haven't I? Naquina, Karen Rothwell. Who else have I met that's here? Jennifer Costa, of course. So at least 3 of you I've met in real life, so that's fun. I love it. Want to be better. Heather is here. Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? It's still morning for me. It's morning. It's still morning. Judy S. says she loved watching the girlies get braces. Yes, the braces video went live on Hide and Seek today. Finally got it up. I feel so bad posting them out of order. So people were like, wait, what? The girls got braces? How did I miss that? Well, it's because I wanted our 1 year on YouTube to actually come when it was 1 year on YouTube, and I'm kind of behind. But yeah, the girls are doing okay with them. It was kind of crazy. I had no idea that was going to happen when I took them in there to get evaluated. But yep, apparently their mouths are just too tiny for all of their teeth, and they're trying to make some room. I wish, I could have had mine sooner. So yeah, but I kind of wish we hadn't spent so much on those braces because the stuff that's been going on this week, yeah. Just wait till you find out what happened to poor Virginia's hand. It's been rough. She may have broken a teeny tiny bone in her area here in the wrist. I can't even remember what it's called. Scaphoid, I think. And there's no way to actually see it unless they get a CT scan. But she has all the symptoms, like she has purple through here and swelling in her hands. So she's in a hand brace. She has to go see a freaking hand specialist on Monday because she fell off her scooter when we were playing Pokemon Go on Sunday. Trying to have fun with my kids, and then bam. Anyway, that's going to be a vlog. all about the doctor who can give me an x-ray and blah, blah. Okay, no, not going on that. Not going on that. Wait till the vlog. You'll love it. Okay, Jacks of Life, good question. Do you suggest working out in the beginning? I don't want to get flabby while I'm losing weight, but I don't want to have to eat more either. Already still having a hard time getting 2 meals down. Okay, so I do not recommend working out the very first week of going keto because your body is switching from glycogen to fat burning to ketones, and you can get really tired and your body just kind of goes bleh. In fact, the first 4 to 6 weeks of keto, your body can kind of feel blah. So I really don't recommend heavy duty working out until you're fat adapted. And that's anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. You'll know because you kind of get a little bit more energy. Your body kind of gets used to it. You've gotten your sodium on point. Sodium is vital if you're going to be exercising, you guys. Not that I'm the keto exercise or anything guru, but the exercise, I do know it is best to exercise fasted in the morning with sodium on board. So taking a shot of Soleil before you start, taking a bottle of Ketorade that you've made yourself with Soleil. Hello, somebody's excited. Woo, that was loud. Okay, sorry, that's the problem of being on the street. Anyway, so making sure your sodium is being consumed as you work out, and then after is the way that's going to give you the most energy to keep up a workout. You won't get flabby. So that's a misconception about losing weight. If you are consuming the protein amount I'm recommending, you're going to maintain your lean muscle that you already have. You aren't going to get flabby. You will get loose skin, and there is really no way to avoid it. The main thing that helps with loose skin is genetic. If you have good genes, good skin genes, you may not have as much trouble. If you don't, you don't. I am somewhere in between. I feel like I have good skin genes, but I still have been overweight for so long. My whole, 20 plus years, guys, I've been over 300 pounds, a long time. And so the likelihood of me losing 200 pounds and having no loose skin is slim to none. You're going to get flabby. Exercise and building muscle does not reduce skin. I hate to break it to you guys, does not reduce skin. Okay, it fills up skin. That's the only thing it does. It fills up the empty space. So basically, if you're exercising to gain muscle, it's just you're trying to fill out the loose skin. So you can do that, definitely, and I recommend it. In fact, if you want to exercise, building your lean mass is going to give you the most bang for your buck. You do not need to burn whole bunches of calories on this. We're already eating at extreme deficit here already. For a lean person, it's a deficit. You don't need to worry about cardio unless you want it for your heart. Cardio is not going to help you lose weight, but building your lean mass will, because you will burn more calories just sitting still. Okay, so if you're gonna exercise, definitely do weightlifting. Start with some kettlebells. There's lots of videos like five for fives, or I don't even know, I've never done it, but there's a lot of videos out there for getting started on home workouts, or then you can go to the gyms, stuff like that. I toyed with the idea for a while, and I just don't want to do it. The most lean mass I do is a few chair lifts here and there, to pump up the back of my arms, because I really want my arm muscles to fill out a little bit more because they're kind of pitiful. And my ballet, which really works my core and my legs. And I only do that really once a week. I don't really work out. And so, yeah, you don't have to. I have built my lean mass, and I feel like it's pretty good. In fact, go over to Hide and Seek and watch that braces video that I just posted, because you can see my freaking calves look amazing, because there's a little snippet of my ballet class at the beginning of that video. You can see my freaking calves, and they look divine. Divine. Yeah. So anyway, enough about me, but yeah, there you go. Okay. Azure Winged, welcome. Honest AF, good to see you. Terry Lee, good to see you. Karen Rothwell, how's her belly doing? She's extremely constipated again. Trying to figure out what's wrong with this kid is the bane of my existence. She always has something weird. She isn't throwing up as much. She isn't getting like diarrhea anymore, but like I said, her constipation is back. Her gas and bloating is greatly improved, but she did end up with these weird like sores on the back of her throat. We thought she had strep throat, but it's just another celiac symptom, I guess. So I haven't had her tested, but we're treating it like she has celiac disease because all of her symptoms are just pointing toward that. And considering how much I improved on keto with my depression, my anxiety, my physical, I stopped having diarrhea all the time, my stomach stopped hurting all the time. All of these things make me start to think maybe I had celiac disease too, and I just didn't know. And so we're trying to eliminate wheat in our house, and it is hard. It is really hard, but we're getting better. So she's doing okay. But yeah, there's always something, right? And I haven't even found a gastroenterologist for her yet. And I don't even know like if I should take her to a gastro doctor, if there's a different doctor I need to see, like some kind of allergist. I'm so clueless. If anybody knows anything about what kind of doctor to see for celiac disease, that would be great. I'm trying to afford buying the like 23andMe test where you can see like what your genetic makeup is medically, because if she doesn't have the celiac gene, she can't possibly have celiac disease. So that's $150, but I'm right in the middle of paying for Ronnie and Oliver's huge trip to California that's in 2 weeks. So I'm working on that right now. So that's on the back burner for now. We're just trying to keep her away from wheat the best that we can, and obviously not doing the perfect job. Oh my heck, I totally missed a super chat. I am so sorry, Gloria. Oh, good question. Okay, so Gloria S., thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it so much. She says, do you feel you've been on a plateau since getting back to your stricter keto? On the scale, yes. But in reality, no. No. My body is so much slimmer. You can see how much I have lost. It is insanely slimmer than it was at the beginning of June. So no, I don't feel like I've hit a plateau at all. I feel like the scale is stupid. I really have no idea what's going on with the scale. Like, I really want to slam it into the wall and break it into 1,000 itty bitty pieces, because it's hard to show you guys my progress without the scale moving. Personally, I think I'm more closer to 170. I do not think I'm 180 pounds. I cannot figure it out. Cannot figure it out. So frustrating. Like I said, my clothes are fitting better. I'm looking great. My stomach isn't sticking out as much. I'm feeling way thin. So it's definitely worth it. But you have to remember, I haven't been strict because we've had barbecues. I had my anniversary trip. Definitely wasn't strict on that. I had my Denver trip. I definitely wasn't strict on that. So like, if you really look at it, the weeks that have actually been perfect are very slim. I'm doing the best I can, but I'm not doing as well as I have in the past at sticking to my perfect macros perfectly, which could be why I am retaining water. But I am frustrated because I thought maybe it was the bars, and so I've taken a break from the bars and it's not helped. And I thought maybe it was the 3 meals a day because I lost that 14 pounds the first week of June. I thought maybe that was part of it, but I'm still doing the 2 meals, and no, I've only done 3 meals, I think twice, 2 or 3 times in the last while. It was when I did the wedding, I did 3 meals, and I think I did 3 meals on our anniversary trip, and that's the only times I can think of. So I have no idea. It hasn't even been super hot here. Can't even blame the heat. It has been cold. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's July, and on the 4th of July, it was 66 degrees. I didn't even get to go see fireworks because it was too cold, and I'm still sad about it. It's my favorite holiday, and it was ruined by cold. I'm still mad. There was some freak storm that went through here. Anyway, so I hope that answers your question. I don't feel like I'm on a plateau, and I feel like I'm moving. I really feel like I'm moving, but who knows? Is everyone struggling with the black screen? I really hope I'm not talking to just nobody. If you're here, say hi at the bottom. I don't want to just be talking to the black screen. Boo. So the audio is good? Okay. Let's see. I'm going down to the bottom. I see people saying hi, so you can still, Ginger, you can't see me, but you can still hear me, or you can see just the comments. Weird. I wonder if you need to tell her. I wonder if she needs to clear her cache, because it might have cached the old video and it's trying to load it still. I don't know. Or maybe close and get rid of your app and reopen. Anyway, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go back up. I'm going to keep talking then. If you guys are hearing me, I'm going to keep talking. Eek. All right. Karen Rothwell says, I will say that the people I've seen losing weight with keto seem to have less flappy skin than folks losing it other ways. Could be the natural intermittent fasting that many of us all fall into. True. Definitely could have something to do with autophagy. It could have to do with running off of fats and consuming fattier foods. Because even though I advocate moderate fat dietarily, your body is burning your body fat. You're still technically eating high fats. So, yeah. I don't know. It could be a lot of things. It could be that the way they're doing it is building their lean mass, and so their skin doesn't look that bad. Yeah. Jacks of Life asks, I've seen the Sole water video, but not sure how to enter it into the chronometer. Okay, so you just create a new food and you scroll down to sodium and just put 1,400 milligrams of sodium and call it Sole water. You just make your own entry. That's how I track it. Super easy. I do 1,400. It's technically 1,434, but I just like to round it down, so I just do 1,400. Okay. Yeah, a teaspoon of Sole contains 478 milligrams of sodium. So I do a tablespoon, which is 1,400 about. It's about 1,400. I'm not saying it's exact. If you go by the perfect scientific amount that 1 tablespoon can consume and soak in, it's 1,434. But we can't always get it exactly perfect. I know mine sometimes doesn't taste salty enough, and sometimes it tastes too salty. So we do our best to track it, but it's probably not super accurate anyway, right? Yeah. Okay, so dry brushing is a good way to help. It definitely helps stimulate the skin, and it gets rid of the dry, dead skin, which is really good. I actually don't do dry brushing. I actually do exfoliating in the bath. So I'll soak for like an hour or two, and then I scrub the heck out of my arms and my belly and every part of me with a really good like sheet. I just got it from Walmart. It's an exfoliating sheet, so I can get my back, my neck, everything. And that's what I do. I'm just not as vigilant to do dry brushing. I'd rather soak in the tub first and then do it. I don't know if there's a difference in what it does for you, but it seems to be working for me pretty well, actually. I think it's improved my skin a lot. Am I on Instagram? Yep, Keto Chaos. And I think I'm even Keto Chaos official, because someone tried to do keto in the chaos and it got all confusing and it was this big, huge deal. So I put Keto Chaos official. I feel like dorky saying that, but it is what it is. Okay. Ruth Gonzalez says, I was obese for 24 years. Now I'm the same size as me. Unfortunately, after all these years of being fat, some of the fat is fused to me. It's so frustrating. Are you referring to having really stubborn fat that's fibrous? Yeah, you can still get rid of fibrous fat by eating at a deficit. Eventually it has to go. Your body will eventually burn it. It is more stubborn. I have heard that it's better to do lipo to get rid of it. I don't know if I have some of that stubborn fibrous tissue. I probably do, because I know that my breasts, when I do the mammogram, are very fibrous. Good chance my belly is also, which is probably why it's hanging on so bad. But I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'm keeping up the fight. Eventually it's got to go, right? We can only hope. William Jacket says, I went from 263 to 170 with keto. Woohoo! Way to go, William. Good job. Karen Rothwell says, the test for celiac is going to require her to be eating gluten. Yes, that's the reason I haven't taken her to be tested. I know that, and I'm not willing to make her eat a piece of bread every day and be horribly sick for 2 weeks in order to get positive test. So that's why I want to do the gene test first, because if she has a celiac gene, then we'll know we need to do the test and force her to go through that. But until I know that for sure, I'm not going to make her do that. Does that make sense? Yeah. So a gastroenterologist would be the right type of specialist. That's great. What makes me mad is I took her to a gastro doctor when she was 6 years old for the extreme constipation, and all he did was put her on Miralax, and he was supposedly the best pediatric gastro doctor in the state. I even paid out of pocket because he wasn't on my insurance, and all he did was put her on Miralax. So he didn't even try to find the cause. He didn't even suggest there could be a cause. I'm so frustrated now, like so flippin' frustrated. So now I have to find a better one than that guy. So that's part of the reason I haven't done it as well, because I feel like they just won't do anything. I don't know. Burnt Ginger says she started at 300 pounds and she's now 234. Woohoo! Way to go! That's amazing. You guys are awesome. I love seeing you guys have success. It's awesome. Sorry that she can't see me. I feel bad. Thank you for linking my Instagram, Karen. I appreciate it. Keto and cannabis save your life. That's awesome. We just got legalized for cannabis here in Utah, so probably people will be able to have access to that for their severe anxiety and depression. Speaking of depression, Karen, you will be happy to hear that my 23-year-old son, who refuses to be labeled, who will not admit that he has dietary issues and that will not admit that he has depression, actually told me the other day that he thinks he might have bipolar depression. You should have seen my jaw hit the floor. Now, do I think he has bipolar depression? No way. No, he has regular depression. He just doesn't understand regular depression has highs and lows too. It can be manic. It's just not as crazy as bipolar. He's not crazy. But yeah, he actually admitted that he thinks he might have depression. He also has been eating way less wheat because he thinks he might have an ulcer, and he's starting to listen to me. Guess why? Because the guys at his work all listen to me and they're all on keto. His friends respect me more than he does, which is adorable, right? Adorable. And he has been decreasing his wheat, and all of a sudden he's lucid, is what he called it. I'm like, oh, you're admitting that you're letting yourself get labeled? And he was like, well, I'm lucid right now. And I'm like, could that have anything to do with the fact that you're cutting back on wheat in your life? Maybe, just a little bit. He's like, no, it has nothing to do with that. I'm like, Keto changed me to a completely different human being. I was crazy. You would have thought I had bipolar depression. I was manic. I would have super high highs. I would have super low lows. I was very up and peppy. And then at home, I would crash and be horribly miserable. Keto literally fixed that. And I get depression still, but it is nothing like that. Nothing like that. So he's like my twinsies. So eventually, I think he's smart enough that I think eventually he will come around. Oh, it was such a relief to hear him say that. Such a relief. Ooh, allergy testing via hair samples? Would that detect celiac? I will check that out, because if that's possible, I will gladly pay for that if it's only like 29 bucks. Way cheaper than the $150 test. All right. Okay, I'm so sorry she can't hear me. That makes me sad. Okay. Karen says, want heat? Come visit me. You're scaring me with those heat indexes. This scares me. And she says a big storm is coming this weekend. Guess what, guys? I am actually going to go to Florida and hang out with Karen at Walt Disney World. So if you're from Florida and you want to hang out with me, let's see, what day is it? I think the 18th through the 20th. And all day on the 18th, I'm going to need a palsy wowsy to hang out with me, because I think my flight will end up getting me there at like ridiculous, because I can't afford to do anything but red eye. So like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And I won't see Karen until like 8 p.m. And so if anyone wants to come and hang out with me and take me around Florida for the day, the 18th, I'm going to make it happen, Karen. I'm going to make it happen. It's happening. I told my whole family I'm coming. Everyone's mad at me. Everyone thinks I'm selfish. And everyone thinks I'm bragging about it way too much. Because, you know, we can't be happy about getting to do something fun once in our lives. Gotta love kids. Gotta love my family. My husband hasn't given me a hard time, but I think he's a little bit bummed. Because he'd rather go with me, right? All right. Great. I'm so sorry that it's spinning or whatever it's doing. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Just don't watch. Just listen. Just listen. All right. Jennifer, I'm glad to hear the elimination diet is going well for you. That's awesome. David is here. Hi, honey. I didn't talk bad about you. But you are jealous, right? I know you are. No, I think he's just sad because he wants to go with me. Yeah, I'm on mobile, and I'm probably in a crappy area. I should have probably driven further to the east. I'm sorry about that, you guys. We'll probably just have to be done soon so that people don't get sick from watching me spin around. Marilyn Phillips says, I'm having more success, more carnivore and less fat, which is basically what I teach. So, woohoo, Marilyn. Way to go. That's exactly what the point of this whole video is that it's more just using your protein for your calorie budget and keeping your fats lower so that your body has to burn body fat instead of dietary fat, which works so good, just so you know. It works so well. Yeah, and for sure more satisfied. Yep, it is like crazy. The only thing that I find is weird is it seems like we need more Sole water, like more sodium on this, and like it drops more water, at least for most people, not always for me, obviously, but it seems like people need more sodium than on regular keto when they're doing this higher adequate protein keto. So keep that in mind. All right. Oh, Ginger is back now. Woohoo! Yay, that's awesome. I wonder if it was just the computer cache or something. All right, let's see. Yeah, I need to check with the insurance and see if they'd cover genetic testing. It's worth it. We'd still have to pay for it out of pocket, but at least we could pay for it with the HSA, though my HSA has pretty much been killed by braces and all of the events of this week with her hand and everything. So, oh my heck, why is my nose itching so bad all of a sudden? Oh, sorry. That was gross. Allergies. That's just spit, I promise. Maybe I'm glad if some of you can't see me now. Okay, let's see. Any more questions? Marilyn, my anxiety hasn't been 100% cured. So I still am suffering from anxiety on keto, especially when I'm doing the lower macros, the 1,300 calories. If I'm eating the high fat and just eating all the protein and all the fat that I want, I don't have as much anxiety. But when I pull it back now, it's worse. And I find myself having a harder time with it. In fact, I did a video, live chat a few weeks ago about coping with stress and anxiety. If you want some tips on that, you should go and check it, because I know that that's something that everyone is struggling with. So, yeah. Oh, Jacks of Life will be on a cruise. Woo woo! That's what Karen's doing. The only reason she's letting me hang out with her is because she's got to hang out at a hotel. Poor girl by herself for 2 days, switching to going on a cruise, which is awesome. Hey, Ketolicious Life! It's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. Welcome. I haven't even seen you on your channel in a while. Have you done videos and I've just missed them? I'm so curious now. All right. So Melanie might come and hang in with us on the 19th. Woohoo! Awesome. Thank you for the compliments. Dave, you're so sweet. David is awesome. He's the nicest guy. He would literally let me do anything I wanted if it would make me happy. That's literally, seems like what he lives for is making me happy, which is what, now that we're like 46 minutes in and only you guys that really love me are watching, can I tell you why I'm mad at my kid? Come on. No one's asking me, and I really want to tell you why I'm mad at my kid. If you really don't want to know, we could just skip it. But I'm so mad still, and I'm trying to get over it, and I'm not getting over it. Okay, so anyway, I'm telling you. So last night, I told my kid, okay, he's 17 years old, not 16. Oh my heck, why do I keep saying that? He's 17 years old. He is over 200 pounds. And yeah, he put a lot of weight back on recently. Those of you who saw him lose all that weight on keto. And he's like 6'2". He's huge, okay? And Dave had to work today, and I had a big photo shoot this morning where I had to have my whole light set up outside, like my 2 big stands and 2 heavy sandbags and 2 big, huge, we're talking like big lights that have to be put on the stands, and then 2 big umbrella lights, and then I have to move them around the yard until I find a good spot. And so there's lots of heavy lifting, and it's just hard for me to do. I really like to have someone there helping me. Also someone to like stand there and let me take pictures of them so that I can see if the light looks good, so I don't have to do that to the client, which I hate doing because I should just know my settings. But settings change based on what you're doing. Everything you do has to change all the settings on all of your equipment. And so I let him sleep as long as I possibly could this morning. I got everything else ready myself. I got everything in the car myself even. And I didn't wake him up until about 10 minutes before we had to go, figuring he could throw some pants on and get in the car, right? Because I wanted him to get his sleep because it was really early in the morning. For him, it's really early. Like this kid, I have to drag him out of bed at like 1, 2 p.m. Like the kid he stays up all night playing Pokemon Go now. Goes over to the park and plays Pokemon Go all night. I don't know why. Whatever. He's just into it right now. So am I. Anyway, that's not what I was doing here at the church. Okay, it totally is. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I wake him up and I'm like, dude, we got to leave in 10 minutes. Let's go kind of thing. He gets up and I'm like, okay, good. He's coming. He goes, uses the restroom. Next thing I know, I hear him playing video games on the computer. I'm not kidding. I'm like, 10 minutes. I said 10 minutes. So I thought maybe he was just dressed. And I was like, hey, dude, we got to go. And he walks in the room and he's wearing basketball shorts. He's not got a shirt on, no shoes, no pants, just basketball shorts. His hair's all sticking up and he's like, huh? And I'm like, dude, I wasn't kidding. I really need your help. Like, I need you. You're like stabbing my heart right now. Stabbing my heart right now. So yeah, he's like, okay, well, and he runs upstairs and I think, well, he's gone upstairs to get clothes, right? So I'm like, I'm just moseying around for a minute, hoping he comes down dressed because I just washed all of his laundry. It's all in the dryer. It's not like it took that long. He seriously came back downstairs still in his basketball shorts. He didn't get dressed. At this point, I literally have no choice. I cannot be late. This is a client. It's a big client. It's a real estate company, and I'm doing headshots in a full group. Like, I cannot be late. So I said some not so nice words and said a lot of swear words when I slammed the door and tried really hard not to cry my makeup off. Oh, kids. Some days I'm like, why did I have 9 children? Because they're just, right? Right? You guys know, right? Most of you have some kids that are bratty. Yeah. And the thing is, I know we didn't mean to hurt my feelings. And I know he probably just couldn't find any clothes because yesterday he had started up ballet and I spent an hour searching for his ballet tights because he couldn't find them. And I'm like, dude, like, this isn't my job. You're like 17. Like, buy some new ones for $60 then if you lose them. But no, I dug through the laundry till I found them. Because that's what moms do, right? Did that for him yesterday, even though I had a billion other things to do. Sorry, how my hair is weird. Woo, that's exciting. Anyway, on and on. You guys didn't want to hear all that. All right. Well, good. I'm glad I haven't missed you. Oh my gosh. I know your name. Why am I not thinking of it? Ketolicious Life. What is your name? Please remind me. I know your name. It's killing me right now. Maybe I need some Soleil water. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 17 is a fun age. Like, I forget that he's only 17 and I expect him to act like an adult because he looks like an adult. You know, like he does. And he's extremely good looking and he's totally nice and sweet. And he used to be a total brat before when he was on wheat. And he's totally a lot better now that he isn't on wheat. But The patience that it takes to raise this kid is really, really huge. I have struggled with him since he was 6 years old. He's been the hardest to raise. And I know when he is an adult, he is going to be the most amazing person. But it is so hard not to get offended when he does stuff like that. On Sunday, he did the same thing. I told him, nobody's been coming to choir practice. I really need some people in the seats. I really need you to come. And he wouldn't even budge out of bed. I cried so hard. I was like, you're literally, if I can't even get my own kids to come to choir, how am I supposed to get other people to come? Yeah, gotta love it. Okay, there's a question I can answer before we say goodbye. Burnt Ginger wants to know, with the recommended macros on your page, do you recommend eating the lowest amount of fat possible as long as you meet your protein goal? No, that would be a more like protein sparing modified fast, and there's a lot of things about PSMF that I do not agree with, so I can't recommend doing that. I do not suggest going any below 50 grams of fat. That's even pushing it. You will get cranky, you will get grumpy. You're not as satisfied. It's harder to do it. Your anxiety will get worse. I have tried it that low, and while it technically does work faster, it's hard to do it a long time. So if you're gonna do that, I would do like maybe one day a week do 50, and then the rest of the days eat your normal. I actually try to eat about 10 under, between 10 under to right on, and I try really hard not to go over, though I do go over. You see me going over all the time on my my videos. I always will say, like, if I'm eating hot wings, I went over every time. Though you just can't eat chicken wings without going over. It's not possible. And chicken wings I love. If I eat prime rib, I probably went over. There's just foods that I love that I eat anyway, so I don't be perfect every single day. Obviously you're going to be more successful if you're perfect every single day with your macros, but I have to be really flexible with myself. I also have to keep it sustainable for a really long time. I've been doing this 2.5 years. I kind of know what I want and what I need. I kind of know, I kind of don't care as much how fast I lose. As long as I'm making progress, I'm okay with that. Because I'm really happy with how I look. Like, I feel very good about how I look. And so I don't really have the looks motivation anymore to push me. I'm really comfortable where I'm at. I really feel small. I don't have body dysmorphia. I really feel small, really small. And so sometimes I'm surprised by how big I look when I see myself in the mirror, because I really feel totally small. So all of those things contribute to me not sticking to my macros perfectly. So there you go. That's a long and short of it is no, I don't recommend going super uber low on fat. Your body will technically burn your body fat, but I don't recommend it. You really need you really need some dietary fat to maintain your hormone balance and keep your brain happy. When you go lower than 50, you get really grumpy. That's the long and short of that. Hey, you like Pokemon Go? Send me your trainer code. Post your trainer code either here or after the video posts, and I'll add you as a friend. If you play in Harry Potter, Wizards Unite, send that one too. Yeah. They do think they're adults. They think they can do whatever they want. Like I said, he leaves the house and he goes over to the cemetery and the park and at 2 a.m. catching freaking Pokemon. I mean, I guess it's better than him sitting watching inappropriate things on the computer all night, which is what a lot of teens do. I'm not going to stay awake and monitor him. If he's going to be stupid, he's going to be stupid. I do the best I can. I have 9 kids. I don't monitor them all. I monitor the young ones. The older ones are really hard. Yeah. And our kids wonder why we yell, right? And Joanne says, I had a tough time with 1. I can't even imagine 9. The beauty about 9 is that when one of them is really bugging the crap out of you, the rest of them are usually angels or close to it, and so you feel a lot of reward from doing really well with the ones who are doing really well, and it kind of offsets the from the ones that you're frustrated with. So like when my oldest has been going through all these weird things, I've been able to kind of just ignore him and pay attention to little ones and do YouTube and have fun with them and not think about him unless I have to immediately address and have a conversation with him. And it's working. Like, it's been 5 years since he basically told me I was a crazy person to stop talking to him and stop telling him what to do, and I just backed off. And I've kind of let a lot of those emotions go of like being frustrated with him. And look at there, he's coming around, finally coming around 5 years later. There's hope. I'm feeling some hope on the horizon. So every person is different. Every kid is different. And the fact of having so many ages and so many different things going on, there's always something positive to focus on. So I don't have to really fume over the negative. I can kind of let it go. Except for right now. I'm going to play Pokemon a little longer. Maybe that'll help. What I really need is food, though, because I haven't eaten anything, so I probably had to go home. And my little kids are probably wondering where I am. I have a lot of teenagers at home, so I'm not worried about leaving them, but they're probably wondering where I am. Plus, my daughter, the one who has all the weird things that we've been talking about, has a podiatrist appointment because she has severe bunions, and we're finally going to the podiatrist to see what we need to do about that, or if there's anything we need to do about that. So, yeah, this kid, this will be day, 5? That she's gone to the hospital. The first day for the strep that wasn't strep. It turned out it was celiac things. I think. The next day for breaking her wrist. The next day after that. Also, this will be day 4. Next day after that, because the stupid lady didn't give me a freaking x-ray and I had to go back. And then this one for the podiatrist. And then next Monday for the hand doctor. And then who knows about the gastro doctor if I ever get around to doing that. And that's just one of my kids. Others need to see the doctor too. Yeah, it's a lot. My nose is so itchy. I'm so sorry, you guys. Amy, I knew that. Sorry, girl. It's just been so long since I've seen you, and I did know your name, and I feel really bad that I couldn't remember because you and I have a lot in common. And I used to hang out with you a lot on YouTube. So get back on there, girly. Get back on and making some more videos. Love it. No, this is not the one who thinks he's bipolar. This is the one who has diagnosed depression that's triggered by wheat allergies. And the one who thinks he's bipolar is 23. He's my oldest. So I have a 23-year-old, a 20-year-old, an almost 18-year-old daughter who's adopted who doesn't have any of these weird emotional issues because she is not genetically my child. Thank the Lord. And then my 17-year-old. Who is the one that got me angry today. Then I have a 13-year-old son and a 11-year-old daughter who's the one we're talking about with the hand and the foot and the stomach and all that. Then I have a 9-year-old daughter with severe anxiety that I haven't even talked about because it's just barely starting to prop up. And then I have a 6-year-old daughter who is curvaceous, and I worry about that and trying to push her a little bit towards keto without being too heavy-handed with it. And then an adorable 3.5-year-old who is smarter than me. That's all the kids. It's crazy. Jello salad. Bring the Jello salad to choir practice. Good idea. I have thought about bribing them with food. I think it's just because it's July. Everybody's in and out of town. I am praying people show up this week because we sing not this Sunday, but next Sunday we sing, and it might end up being me and Ronnie, my daughter, and Oliver, my son, who didn't come to choir, and Sullivan, my son, who did come to choir, and maybe 2 other people doing a musical number. And they leave that day for California, so they aren't going to be happy with me. That's where we're sitting right now with the choir. Oh, it's a hard job, you guys. It's a really hard job. It's not my favorite. But with our church, like, we agree, like they ask us to do a job, and we agree to do the job, and we do it as long as they want us to do the job, unless there's some really extreme circumstance that is causing us to not be able to do the job. So we'll sometimes get asked to do random jobs that aren't our favorite jobs. And out of all the jobs, this one's not my favorite, but it's not the worst. So I'll do it, because who else will? I don't know. I'm sure they don't know either. All right. I'm so happy, Stephanie, living the good life that you hit Wonderland. I'm excited for you. I understand the pain of just being so close. That's how I'm feeling right now about this stupid 180 on the scale, because I really want to see the 174, because that's my 200 pounds lost milestone. And I really feel like I should have hit it a long time ago. In fact, I think I have hit it, and the scale is just lying to me. So I feel for you on the pain of waiting to get to Wonderland and never seeing it. And I'm so happy you finally made it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is so great. Oh, I love the Harry Potter game. It's so much fun. I can't believe you didn't like it, Ginger. It's such cool graphics, and I can play it at the same time as Pokemon Go. Yes, I'm that crazy. I'm really good at multitasking, though. I just switch back and forth between screens. And I do spells, and I catch Pokemons, and I do spells. Why did my kids get me back on this? You know why I went back on it? I usually don't play this game because it takes up too much of my time. I used to play it, actually. Okay, I will tell you this story because it does relate to being to keto, kind of. Before I went keto, I played Pokemon Go as a distraction technique from how horrible my life was. And every morning when I dropped my daughter off down at the bus stop for her school, because she went to a school, her first 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, she went to a school that was a bus ride away. It was far. And I had to drop her at the bus station every single day. If you guys remember my keto mom life videos from way back when I used to vlog every day here on this channel, I would show dropping my daughter off a lot. But anyway, so I used to drop her off, and then I would go and I would slowly drive around this spot that had a lot of Pokestops, and I would collect, and I played it, and I got really good at it. My kids were not interested in it at all. I couldn't get any of them to play with me. And it was kind of like this secret thing that I would do, and I would go to like fast food, and I would get like an egg burrito and some tots from, and I would eat, and I would play Pokemon in my car, and it became like a crutch thing. And there were many times where I suffered from extreme gut upsets and wouldn't make it to a restroom, and I pooped my pants multiple times while playing Pokemon Go. It was extremely distressing. I was to the point where I couldn't go 15 minutes away from my house because in case I had to go to the bathroom. So I was in a very, very bad place emotionally, physically. I was huge, 374 pounds. I couldn't walk to do Pokemon. And I used to think about the day that maybe I'd lose the weight and be able to walk to do Pokemon. Ugh. So when I found keto and I started losing weight, I let Pokemon go because it was one of my crutches, and it was one of the things that would kind of reminded me of that miserable time where I couldn't even leave the house without pooping my pants, and I definitely couldn't walk around catching freaking Pokemons, okay? I couldn't. And it was a really hard time, and so I couldn't even hear the music without it being like a PTSD trigger. So the last couple of months, my 20-year-old started playing Pokemon with his girlfriend, and then he roped the 17-year-old into playing, and then they roped the 13-year-old into playing, and they were all playing, and they kept saying, "Mom, why don't you play with us?" Because they knew how much I used to love it, but they didn't realize that it was a trigger to me to this horrible time in my life that I couldn't go back and deal with. Every time they were playing it and I would hear the music, it would still start to trigger me and I get all upset. So I was saying, well, I wouldn't play Pokemon anyway when they were trying to get me to, and I was like, if I was going to play a game like that, I'd play Harry Potter Wizard Unite because Harry Potter rules, right? And so then I'm like, see, the graphics are so much better, and they're like, no, it isn't. They didn't believe me, so I downloaded the game to prove them that it was better than Pokemon Go. And then I quickly loved it. Within minutes of starting to play it, I was like, this game is awesome. I love it. And so my son was going out, my 13-year-old was walking down to the park to play Pokemon. And I said, hey, I'm going to go with you and play Harry Potter. We went down to the park, and we walked to the park, and then we walked around the park, and we caught our different things, and he showed me his Pokemons. And then he kept saying Mom, how high was your highest Pokemon? How many gyms did you ever fight? How good were you at Pokemon Go? And so I was like, oh, look, I was good. And he didn't believe me. And then he was like, if you download it, I could get the gifts from you could send me some of your good Pokemon. And I was like, okay, I'll just download it and I'll show you how awesome I was. Because, he's 13 and I'm trying to connect to him because he's really hard to connect with. And lately, all he's been into is freaking Fortnite. And so him being playing anything else and getting out of the house is awesome, right? So I downloaded it and I'm showing him all of my awesome Pokemon and how many gyms I've beaten by myself with no help. And like, he's like, oh my gosh, Mom, you were so good at this. And I got like all that, ooh, my kid thinks I'm cool thing. And we were connecting. He was walking around the park with me, putting his head on my shoulder and looking at my phone, and we were comparing phones and walking together and having fun together. And I was like, in love with it. It's so hard to connect to your kids, and especially him. He's my middle child. He's kind of depressive. He's really hard to connect to. And he hides away in his room playing video games all the time, and I'm always trying to get him out. And that moment where he's got his head on my shoulder and I'm playing Pokemon just erased all the bad stuff. And all of a sudden I could play it again. And here I am. We walked like 3 miles to this other park on Sunday to play Pokemon. I think it's 3 miles. Maybe it's not quite that long. All of us walked. We all went down there. We're playing. The girls rode their scooters. And then Virginia freaking broke her hand. All the adventures, right? But I walked all the way down there and I wasn't tired. I wasn't miserable. Before, I couldn't even walk around the church parking lot collecting Pokemon. It feels so good. So I know it sounds silly to be playing a little kid game, but it really does connect with my emotional journey and my abilities to let things go, and my physical abilities to be able to appreciate what I can do now that I couldn't do before, and that it's helping me to connect to my family in ways that I wasn't able to connect with them before. So those of you who made it to the very end of this video, even right now or watching it later, got to hear that special little thing that I probably would never have shared because I hate admitting that I was pooping my pants. Like, I hate it. I hate admitting it. Like, it's hard for me to admit that I was in that bad of a place, in that awkward of a situation. It was so horribly mortifying. But now you guys know something very vulnerable about me, and I don't even feel that bad, because honestly, if it inspires you guys to do anything to change your life, like, I'm willing to do anything for that. I'm willing to do anything for you guys. I love you all, and I really love hearing your success stories. It makes all of this worthwhile. And then I get my awesome also Patreons who I'm coaching and stuff. Coaching people personally has been so amazing. This is the best life, guys. And sometimes I used to wonder, why did God want me to go through such horrible experiences? Why did I have to be so miserable? I remember I would be on my knees begging him to help me escape. I just wanted to escape. I needed to get out of myself, out of my life, out of the situation. I just wanted to escape. I never felt suicidal, but that was my way of feeling suicidal, was just like I wanted to get out of my body and run away. But God needed me to feel that. I really feel like God needed me to be that desperate, so that, number one, I could appreciate it so exquisitely when I found the answer. And number two, that I would feel absolutely obligated to share it with whomever will listen, and that I would be able to connect to them because I have felt what they have felt, and I have been where they have been, and I understand. And I also understand not being able to do it. And I also understand falling off. And I also understand binging, and I also understand addictions, and I have all of these experiences that God has helped me overcome them, and has given me the gift of gab to be able to tell you and help you. And that is absolutely the most wonderful life that I could possibly have asked for. So would I walk through that path to get here again? Heck yes. Even though it was horrible and hard, this helping people and teaching is the most rewarding thing I've ever done, even more so than raising these 9 children who make me lose my mind. And they are wonderful, and I love being a mom, and I love teaching them. But teaching you guys is even more rewarding than being a mom has been. And that was my most rewarding thing before this. So don't tell my kids I love you a little bit. Not more than them, but I do love you. I love you all a lot. So much. Anyway, it's time for me to go. It's 1:11 31 on the clock here, and I need to get home to these little ones, and I need to get my first meal done and all of that and get my day started. I got a lot to do before I got to take my daughter over to that podiatrist appointment in a few hours. So I'm going to take my leave of you and tell you thank you again, and we'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.